Hello again. Like I said, Screencast-O-Matic only lets you record for 15 minutes, so I got cut off there and had to make a second part. I promise it's not that much longer, though. I just want to make sure you get everything you need going forward. Okay, almost done. Let's look at the Assignments tab. Oh, Course Tools just has links to different stuff. There's really nothing there that's of any use to you, but they won't let us make it invisible, so you can look at it if you want to, but there's nothing in there that we need, so. Okay, in assignments, however, there are a lot of things you need, many things. So up at the top, you'll see that calendar that I was referencing. This is where you'll see any changes made to due dates, because if I change anything in Blackboard, it automatically updates this calendar. I'd show it to you, but it doesn't have anything on it because I'm in fake student preview mode. So I don't want you to think won't be anything on yours. There will be, but it's a good idea to check this calendar regularly, since if anything changes, I will not be changing the course plan document because it's a Word document and I don't want to upload lots of different versions of the document and just confuse people even further. So this is where, if you're not sure when something's due, you can get the most accurate, up-to-date information. Okay? Discussion board. So a very large portion of your grade this semester is based on discussion board assignments. And so in the discussion board folder, there's that copy of the civil discussion policy. Again, very important that you read and make sure you're aware of all those policies. They are really important, and there are consequences for not following them. So just make sure you check it out pretty carefully. Your first assignment of the course is here. This is the introductory discussion board. It is not based on any assigned readings. It's more of an introductory kind of an introductory, let's get the course going kind of activity. I'll let you take a look for yourself, and I'll have some more about that in the first weekly announcement. But feel free to take a look as soon as you're ready. I hope you enjoy it. I'm excited to see what you guys talk about. Let's see. The literature discussion board. So I've got a separate folder for this because it was getting a little cluttered. And I just want to keep everything nice and neat. So I've got some important stuff in here. Up at the top, there's a document that I put together for you called Advice and Expectations for Literature Discussion Board Posts and Replies. Please make sure that you go through that pretty carefully. It's not a bad idea to reference it, throughout the semester, actually, because there's quite a bit of information about, all right, what do you, in terms of like using sources, citing them, integrating quotes, replying to each other's posts, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to do a good job on these assignments, and I would imagine you do because they're worth a considerable amount, they are formal academic, literature analysis assignments, even if they're on a discussion board, please make sure you go through that so you have a good sense of what it is I'm looking for from you. Of course, you can always contact me if you have any questions, or if you want to show me something to see if you're going the right direction. You can email it to me, bring it by my office, whatever. I am always happy to help. I like it when students do well. It's kind of my thing. Weird, I know. So I've got a copy of the grading rubric that I'm going to be using for every literature discussion board. It's the same grade standard for each one, so you can see how the points are broken down. So please make sure you take a look at that as well. It's pretty mathematical. I go through and click on boxes. I'll probably have some general comments for you, but otherwise this is where you're going to get information about, all right, why did you get the grade that you got, so that you can use that for either doing the same thing or doing better on the next one. So I've got hey, why can't I see the first two literature discussion boards? So again, that announcement about the tests explains this in more detail, but you do need to take the MLA documentation test and the grammar test and get at least 70% accuracy on both before you can see those assignments. The first one is attached to the documentation test, so you have to do the documentation test before you can do literature discussion board number 1, and the grammar test will open up number 2 for you. So this is, again, all those details are in announcements, so probably would be a good idea to go ahead and get started on those tests sooner rather than later, in case it takes you multiple attempts. Just saying. And then all the other ones are here as well. To get to the assignment prompt or instructions, I've given you the instructions in a Word document. Just kind of keeps everything sort of compartmentalized. Please make sure you open those up. Let's just open one up and take a quick look together. So I don't want you to feel too overwhelmed too soon, but just so you can see I know, a really old version of Word, but they won't give me a new one. Yours is probably better. I hope it's better. It can't be worse, right? Oh, where'd it go? It's taking forever. That's why I didn't want to do it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it'll have the assignment, the prompt, some kind of corresponding image, probably, and then some specifics about, length and use of outside sources, if any, and citing and all that kind of stuff. So that's where you'll find that information, so you know what it is I want you to talk about on this board and how I want you to talk about it. So there's different prompts for each one. There's 9 for this semester. I think they're 50 points apiece, so that's like 45% of your grade. It's a pretty big chunk, so I wouldn't skip them. I do that instead of having a big paper. There are no big papers. These are just smaller papers, but just as important. There's also a free-for-all project, and there's more information about that in the free-for-all project folder, including some general instructions for what the free-for-all project is and what your options are for that. It is a free-for-all, but there's some parameters with which you can work. It's a pretty major assignment as well, and there's also some smaller kind of checkpoint assignments to make sure that people are on task and moving in the right direction. You're going to submit a proposal for your project. You're going to submit a progress report, and those are going to be at the discussion board, so other people are going to see those as well and respond to you. You're going to submit an annotated bibliography, basically, that shows what sources you consulted for the project and how they were used. And then in the end, you're going to post your project to the class for everyone to see and give each other some feedback and evaluate your own performance and how you think you did and what you do differently, blah, 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 all that. It's a pretty fun project if you make it fun. It's up to you. I always enjoy it. I learn a lot from you guys. So those 2 tests that I was talking about, the documentation test and the grammar assessment, again, those are not graded tests. They will not impact your course grade, but they do need to be completed with at least a 70% success rate. So that's, not a whole lot to ask, but you can take it as many times as you need to in order to get up to 70%. And once you do that, it will make those other graded assignments visible to you. If you take the tests and you feel like you should be able to see those discussion board assignments, but you can't for some reason, let me know, and I'll go into, my grade book and see if I can figure out what's going on and how we can fix it. Okay? All right. Speaking of grades, you can find your grades at My Grades. This is where you don't have to wait until the middle of the semester or the end of the semester to know how you're doing. I would not recommend that. What you'll get here is a list of all the assignments, the number of possible points, and how many you scored out of the possible points. If it says View Rubric, you should click on that, and it'll show you those boxes, like how the grade broke down and how you did in each category. If you don't look at those, then there's probably not a whole lot of chance you're going to do better on the next one. So take a few minutes to take a look. And if you have questions after that, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. But keeping up with this is pretty important. If you need to contact me, we talked about email. One of the ways you can email me, you can either just go right into your Gmail and put my email address in and go from there, or you can come in here to where it says send email. I would not suggest clicking on all users unless you want everyone in the class to see your email. If you wanted to go out to everybody in the class, which you probably don't. I'd be careful about that too if you don't want me to see the email. That has happened before. Professor Wilvong is like, such a so-and-so, right? I'm like, oh, I don't think she meant for me to see that. Anyway, funny, huh? Of course I responded. Now you have to imagine what I said in response. If you want to just email me, though, you just go to all instructor users because I'm the only instructor, okay? Or if you need to email someone in the class, you can go to select users and look up their name and email them from there, okay? Not really sure why you need to do that, but if you do, that's where you'd go. Student resources, that's just stuff about tutoring and computer labs and things like that we have on campus, but you're online, so you're probably doing this from off campus. But we do have lots of resources here on campus. If you want to make use of them, you have earned the right just as much as any other student. So, okay, that is it. 25 minutes ain't bad. Normally that'd take a whole class session to get through in a face-to-face. So I tried to keep it brief for you. Okay, that is the course, and welcome to it. And if you have any questions, please shoot me an email, and I will get back to you when I get back to the office on Monday. And I really look forward to the semester with y'all. I know it's an online class, but I think we can have a really engaging and lively and enriching semester together. So I look forward to it, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great last weekend or whatever you're doing. Take care. Bye-bye.